Of booster shots next week. This comes after the FDA did vote against a third shot for the general public, citing the need for more data. The FDA advisory panel supported limited boosters for those who are 65 and older, as well as those who have a high risk of severe disease. And joining us this morning to talk about all of these developments is our good friend, Dr. Oz. Always great to see you, Dr. Oz. How are you?
I'm doing well. You can get whiplash trying to follow this news. Back and forth. Do you get it? Do you not get it? And then this morning, breaking news again on pediatric cases. But let's tackle the FDA booster decision, which caught a lot of people off guard. And I think it was the right decision. They listened to hours of testimony. They decided younger people are not at high enough risk right now to warrant whatever side effects might occur from the vaccine, including myocarditis. But one of the FDA panel members is coming on my show to talk about that very real decision. So the FDA said, this advisory panel, everyone over 65, go ahead and get it. Younger than that, let's just wait a while. And that's the FDA basically saying, we don't want a cookie cutter approach anymore. We want a customized approach. If you're vulnerable, we treat you extra. If you're not, we don't force you to.
So there seems to be a lot of, infighting between the White House, what they're saying, what the FDA is saying. The White House wanted everybody to be able to get a booster shot. Were you surprised the FDA was much more conservative on that?
I was surprised and I was proud. You know, we've watched over the last 18 months an unfortunate reality in medicine, which is it's been altered and adjusted. It's what it thinks is the truth based on what it's being pushed to do. When you mix politics and medicine, what do you get? You get politics. And so this should give comfort to vaccine hesitant people who realize that actually scientists are deciding these issues. They're not easy. Listen, Israel is giving everyone a booster shot. They decided to go that way. Their scientists decided that's a path that makes sense for that country. Let's see what happens there. We have a little time in America. Most Americans who have been vaccinated are less than 1/10 the risk of getting hospitalized or dying as if they had not been vaccinated. So we've got plenty of protection for younger people still.
All right, let's talk about the younger people, because this morning the news came out. Pfizer says their vaccine is safe and effective for 5 to 11-year-olds. What do you think about this? How long before it becomes available for kids?
Well, first off, they haven't released the data publicly. So the FDA has to actually see the raw information, which they will evaluate by the end of this month. And if it turns out to be as promising as Pfizer outlined, by the end of this year, children in elementary school can get vaccinated if the parents desire it. Now, here's the data. 5 to 11-year-olds that got 1/3 of the usual dose of a vaccine. There are only 2,268 kids. Not a lot of kids, because it's hard to do these trials. They got a solid antibody response, and they didn't have a lot of side effects. But it's too few kids that know a lot, so you're going to have to follow these kids who are getting the vaccine in the real world carefully. But it's good news for parents who are worried about the elementary school kids.
Doc, what do you think about the White House saying that they want to sort of ration and distribute the Regeneron therapy a little differently than how it is currently being done?
We're not giving enough of the Regeneron therapy. Remember, this is the antibody cocktail that is absolutely life-saving for vulnerable people early in the course of illness. Most doctors aren't prescribing it. They claim that, they don't have places to infuse it. There are many, many people who could have been saved by these antibody cocktails who never were exposed to them. And by the time you're sick, it's too late. So I don't know if I want the federal government involved in this, but I want it to make it clear to all of Americans to demand these antibody cocktails if you're vulnerable and you get early signs of COVID.
Right, and people should know, too, that I think a lot of people are confused and they think if I'm vaccinated, I'm not eligible for the Regeneron, but it's for anybody.
It's for anybody, and it was designed to make a difference. President Trump got this when he was deathly ill in the hospital. He believes that's what saved him. Many other prominent people have gotten it. People in the know, get the shot. Get the antibody cocktail if you're vulnerable and you're sick and you got COVID. But again, you cannot wait a week before deciding. You got to do it early.
Right, absolutely. And our viewers should know that it is available here in Central Florida. Just go ahead and Google that, and you'll find all the locations. Dr. Oz, always great to see you. We'll see you on TV later today.
Stay well. Take care.
Thank you. You too. And remember, you can watch Dr. Oz weekdays 2 o'clock right here on Fox 35. We do have a lot more still to come.